what I'm doing today is I'm going to show you my very quick basic chocolate cake, which my whole family seems to just love. Okay, now I'm a bit old-fashioned, I actually work in ounces, so but that's a really good way to, easy way to remember the ingredients, quantities, because it's basically 6, 6, 6 and 3. 6 ounces of self-raising flour, so I'll just quickly measure that out. And I'm not perfectionist, I kind of just bung it all in really. So that's my 6 ounces. I do like to sieve the flour very quickly because you want a little bit of variation into it to help it rise slightly. Okay, that's your 6 ounces of that. 6 ounces of caster, okay. I sometimes put very slightly less in because we don't really want it too sweet, because I do like to have a sweet filling and a sweet topping. So that's my 6 ounces of caster, easy. I'm using Anchor spreadable butter because it's nice and soft. So basically, measure out my 6 ounces of marge. Nearly there. A little bit extra, because what I'm actually going to do is I'm not just doing a plain Victoria sponge, I'm going to do a chocolate one. So that's my marge, and basically it all goes into one bowl at the same time. And because I want to do a chocolate one today, I'm just going to put a bit of cocoa in. Now it's probably about an ounce, but to be honest I don't even measure it, I just put it in like that. Okay, it works for me, so why not? Then I'm going to do my 3 eggs. Probably should have smashed these up before I started filming, but never mind. Okay, hopefully you won't get too bored me doing this. So that's my 3 eggs. Okay, then I haven't even got a fork here. I'm just going to whisk them up a little bit with a knife. Obviously you should do the fork really. So mix those up. Hope you can hear me because I'm standing away from my camera. Pop all that in. Okay. Okay, so I'll wipe my hands on a lovely little serviette, which is a Union Jack one, so I like that one. Okay, what I got actually was my really old-fashioned Moulinex whisk. I've had this since I got married as a wedding present. Only got one prong that actually works anymore, but I just love it. And someone said to me, why didn't I order online another whisk to go, because it's meant to have 2. So I just kind of use it. So I'm just going to quickly whisk up my cake mix. I've used a clear bowl so you might actually be able to see what I'm doing today. I can see it's going to be a little bit dry, so what I'd actually do is put a little bit of milk in, just a small amount, because you kind of want it to have a fairly smooth consistency. Can you hear me, I hope? So whisk it all up. There we go. I'm going to pause that now. And obviously you want it nice and smooth. You don't want lumps of butter in it, because when you cook it's going to be a bit oily in different places. I'm going to pause you again. Okay then friends, so I finished whisking up, and that's what it looks like, nice and smooth. And I've got my cake tins. They're just those kind of, what are they called, like kind of rubbery. Anyway, I've greased and floured them so it's not going to stick, and then I just put the mix into each case. Again, it's all fairly a rough business with me. It doesn't, I'm not very precise. If it tastes good and if it tastes nice and it looks all right, then we're happy, aren't we? Now I'm kind of used to making this recipe really regularly. I make it, gosh, probably twice a week, because one of my daughters has a severe nut allergy. So over the years, I'm just so used to making cakes and biscuits so that we don't have to buy anything. You know, I don't have to worry about what's in the ingredients, because I know, because I've actually made it myself. So my family think I'm a bit of a whiz at making cakes, because I am incredibly quick. I literally can do this whole thing, make the cake in 5 minutes, putting it all together. Okay, so there we go, they're in their cases. And then I've got a gas oven, I put it on 180 and I cook it for about 24 minutes. Just towards the end I have a little look through the door just to check, and then when I open the door, open it really carefully. You don't want to get cold air in, because it will make them go flat, the cakes go flat. and then I just do the spring back test. With my finger, I just gently press the cake, and it's got to spring back very gently. If it springs back, then you know you're set till it's all cooked, okay? And then I take them out, cool them off, and a bit later on I will make the chocolate butter filling, and then I just do icing, sugar, cocoa, hot water, and mix that together, and then do a lovely kind of, it's like a bit like a ganache topping, but it's a very, very quick way to do it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. I need lots of subscribers so that it encourages me to carry on with this, but lots of views and thumbs ups would be absolutely fabulous. Right, my cakes are now out of the oven and they sprung back nicely, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I want to put my filling in, but I've got to make it first. So while my cakes were cooling, actually, I was on my lunch break from my work, done another couple of driving lessons. Now I've finished for the day, so I've come back. So anyway, I'll tell you what I've got. So I've used some butter here. I've actually used salted. I know lots of people like unsalted, but I don't mind a bit of taste of salt, to be honest. And I've used about 3 ounces of butter. If it's a little bit too hard, I mean, obviously not from the fridge, it'd be way too hard, but even if it's been sitting out and it's not hot, it's a little bit hard, you can put it in the microwave for, you know, about 7 seconds, and it will very slightly soften it. Just be very careful you don't start melting it, because this is the mixture that's going to go in the middle of my chocolate cake. So what I've got is I've got my 3 ounces of butter, and then I've just put in, you put in about double the quantity of caster sugar. To be honest, I don't actually measure these things very well. I basically roughly have a go, I add things in, and then I mix it all up, and if it tastes nice, then that's fine. But that's probably because I've had years and years of being able to do this. So if you're not used to making cakes, then really you probably want to try and measure out quantities until you get used to what everything looks like, really. So mixing that all up, it does take a bit of effort mixing it by hand. Obviously, if you want to, you can use your mixer. The reason I'm not using my mixer at the moment, because I felt like you probably couldn't hear what I was talking about much last time with that mixer going. So I'm just going to chat a bit while I mix it all up. You want a nice smooth consistency, and I will give it a little taste before I actually put it into the middle, but it's slowly getting there. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to put that to one side just for a minute, because what I'm going to show you now is how I make my topping. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of cocoa in a cup. Oh, you can't actually see my cup, and I'm going to move my camera. It's gone too high. Hopefully that won't cut off the top of my head. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to put some icing sugar into a cup and have a tiny, tiny bit of water. Now this is where you've got to be careful, because if you put too much water in, you're going to have a very, very thin consistency, and you're going to have to keep on adding your cocoa and your icing sugar until you're sort of happy. It's a little bit thick still. Again, not actually measuring anything here, just you know when it's got the right consistency as to what will actually stay on the top of your cake. So if it looks too runny, then add some more icing sugar, okay? So I've put about a tablespoon of cocoa powder in this cup, and I've put icing sugar in, a little bit more in there. And then what I want to do is have a small amount, a very tiny amount of boiled water. It's better to use boiled water, even slightly cooled boiled water, than cold water. I found that then the cocoa doesn't go lumpy, it literally melts it so nice and easily, okay? So that's my topping. Oops, I may have made it tiny runny, it's tiny, tiny bit more icing sugar in. By the way, I've just realised that for the filling, I said to you caster sugar. No, that is not right. You want to have butter and icing sugar, and then cocoa if if you're doing a chocolate one, because the caster sugar will be slightly gritty and you won't like that in your cake. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the filling bit now. So I've actually mixed up my filling, and I'm going to, hopefully you can see this all right. So I'm going to put my filling on, and that is my butter, my icing sugar and cocoa all mixed up to a nice smooth consistency. Now my family like not so much my husband, but my grown-up children like quite a nice thick filling, okay? Which, if you don't want it to be too thick, you can always put. So what I'm doing here, I'm putting my chocolate filling, the cake won't stop moving around on the plate here. I'm putting my chocolate filling into the middle, and as I mentioned, my family like it quite thick, okay, particularly Stella. She is very, very fond of buttercream, and if I don't make a cake with buttercream, if I say, oh, I'm just going to put jam in it or ordinary cream, she's not very happy. So that's my filling done. My cake has gone a bit wonky today, but it doesn't really matter. That's the top on, and now, oh gosh, that's a bit thin. I'm going to have to put, yikes, a tiny bit of icing sugar in to thicken it up. So hopefully we're going to get a nice thick, it's a little bit runny, and add a little bit more. Oops. I'm going to have to make sure I clean off this worktop well, so I don't want to get all the sugar I'm spilling. I don't want to get ants coming in the house. So that's me mixed up. Oh gosh, maybe a bit more. I'm nearly done, I promise. Don't give up on me. I'm going to put it on, but I think it's going to run off a bit, but it doesn't really matter, because to be honest, it'll taste lovely. I do it a little bit thicker on this bit. There we are. And I'll show you the finished results in just a minute. So on goes my topping. You see, I just kind of pour it into the middle, and it just very gently kind of flows all over the top of the cake, which is really nice. And then I'll just get a knife. I'll move that out of the way, and then what I do is I just, can you see I'm kind of smoothing it over. I don't mind if it goes slightly over the edges, because it all tastes lovely. So round we go. That's my cake done, really, and I don't know if you can see that. So there's the finished result. I'm going to cut a slice so you can see how nice it looks. I'm going to, there we are. So, but it's moving around. Cut the slice. And just, I haven't actually waited for the chocolate topping to set, which is what you'd normally do. So I just want you to kind of have a little look inside if you want to. I'm going to use this other knife because I don't want to really get my fingers on it. So I'm going to turn it up like that, and then I'm going to just sort of show you. I don't know if you can see that. Looks great, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you want me to do any more cooking stuff or soup making, then give me a thumbs up, and any nice comments would be fantastic. Bye.